All right, welcome back. Just a little update on the Diamondback here. So last video, I was finishing up these ashlock leads and getting everything ran, and it kind of brought me to the wiring part of it and the fuel tank stuff. I got the new fuel tank in and got it mounted. I did have to mod it a little bit, but that's normal. The nut, I guess when you buy one from now on, it'll be a little bit different, but so got it mounted. Awesome tank. I'm not using the top stuff here, so if you want to use it, that's totally up to you. You can make it a smoke tank, you can make it an extra, just more fuel, basically just running from this to the vent and then make this your overall vent. But I'm not using it, so that's just a personal preference. I did add a bigger vent to my tank. That's also a personal preference. But it's hooked up. I had to glue the mounts on. It's connected to the UAT here. I don't have the mounting plate in because I'm working on the wiring, but I did add the fill port, which is just my dry lock system that I use now. And then I added this guy right here, and it's just essentially going to be like this. So when the tank's in there, it'll kind of look like that, and your fuel line will be right there. I spent the day making leads. Kind of the worst part of any jet for me is making leads. I hate doing it, but this is all your elevator, rudder, flaps, and ailerons are done. Kind of at the point now where I got to hook up. I did hook up the nose steering servo to the landing gear. It has a stabilized steering, so you plug your steering servo into the controller, and then you run it out. Well, I'm sorry. You go from your power system or your receiver to the control box, and then from your control box goes out to the servo, so it gives you that stabilized, kind of gyro stabilized steering. Works great. I have it on the A7, so like as soon as you start rolling, it locks in and it doesn't, there's none of that squirreliness on takeoff. Got a lead here that I'm making for the lights. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of this controller just because it always has power to it, but that's just how it is. But you have a lead for your switch and a lead for the landing gear, and then there's a lead for the throttle if you want to use like afterburner rings. But again, it works. It's a lot of a controller for such a simple setup, which is why I'm kind of wishing I could use my own and everything. And I like to add some more lights, but you know, maybe down the road I will. But so that's in there. Nothing wrong with the controller. This is just kind of what T1 uses with all their models. What I typically do is I just I'll put a kind of a switch on the one lead of the battery, so I don't have to keep unplugging it every time. That way you just don't have any power going to it. But we're getting there. So really, essentially what I have now is just hooking up all the landing gear, the brakes, the lights to their controllers, and then running the leads from the controllers to the power system. And then once all those are made, I will work on the box, or the top panel here. So and it just goes in here, you know, essentially like this. But what I'm going to do is I will have the power leads from this and this ran up to the board, and I have the XT60s that you basically cut out and you screw them in, and they're just a kind of like a flush mount, and then the batteries would be on top here, and then you just plug them right into the board. And then if I need to take this out, I'll just lift it up and then just pull them off the individual things so I can pull the board out. Don't have to, it's a little bit more work. You know, most people are probably just going to mount everything on this board, but I didn't want to do that. Like, you won't see any of that stuff. I'm probably going to put the gyro on here just because it's nice to be able to see it, make sure it's powered up right and not do anything crazy. So I'll probably have the gyro here, and then the receivers are going to be on the sidewall, so they'll run straight from this board to the receivers, and then you'll have like a little cutout going down into the receiver ports on the power system. So that's kind of where I'm at. You know, kind of calling it for the day. Oh, I did put the aft fins on here. I had to take the pipe loose to do it, but it's just essentially two nuts. It's got threaded pieces that come out. They're glued in, so you just push them in and put the nuts on the inside. And you kind of see them there. So it's coming along. I did have to move the rubber piece off the top, so I will probably take and put a little piece of rubber, just something real thin, just so it doesn't scratch and rub on the tank. But this thing is secure, it's not really gonna go anywhere. Got the Diamondback logo on top, Bandit Models Diamondback, and yeah. So once I get the tray in, the last little thing at that point is just kind of hooking up the turbine stuff. Turbine stuff. So my hub is probably going to go somewhere around the tank and everything. The pump, I haven't decided yet. I was going to do a hole and just mount it right into the thing, but I'm probably not going to do that. I'll probably just mount it somewhere vertical on the sidewalls. And that'll be it. Then it'll just be putting it together, putting it on the CG machine, and doing like final setup on it. So getting there. I'm just running out of time because I got I'll be gone this next weekend, so I got essentially Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to work on it a little bit in the evening, so I should be able to finish up the bulk of it then. And then when I come back next week, finalize everything and have it done, ready to probably do the motor test next week. Make sure there's no surprises with the new motor, and then next weekend, not this weekend, but well, 2 weekends from now, I will be loading everything back in the trailer and prep for the event. So that's always fun. But you guys have a good one. Just a little quick update there. It's coming along. You guys have a good one. Cheers.